بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد صلى الله عليك يا مولانا يا أبا عبد الله صلى الله عليك يا ابن رسول الله صلى الله عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين صلى الله عليك يا ابن فاطمة المظلومة ما خاب من تمسك بكم وأمن من لجأ إليكم يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز والله فوزا عظيما السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. For the love of Abba Abdullah al-Husayn, with the loudest of our voices, Sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. For the love of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, with the loudest of our voices, Sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. And for the love of Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, Sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Once again, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this opportunity and this moment. Tonight being the fourth night of the holy month of Muharram, we ask Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala to accept our humble efforts in this holy month. And inshallah, we continue to ask Him for our names to be written on the list of Ansar al-Husayn alayhi salam. If you recall very well, Mu'minin and Mu'minat, last night we looked at how Aba Abdullah alayhi salam attracts every single creature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of course, the aim of last night's discourse was to invite myself first and foremost, and to invite each and every one of you mu'minin and mu'minat to reflect on ponder on the secret as to why Aba Abdullah alayhi salam attracted so many creatures of Allah towards him. And no doubt his comprehension and the understanding of Allah and His existence, as we mentioned, is one of the reasons as to why each and every creature is inclined to Aba Abdullah. So therefore we also have to try as much as we can to emulate the footsteps of Aba Abdullah, so that this dunya and of course akhirah, when Sayyida Fatima alayha salam is Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, is looking for the true lovers of Husayn, our names will be presented to her. What I've just recited is a ziyarah that all of us are familiar with. And this ziyarah is often recited, most especially in this holy month of Muharram and Safar. Assalamu ala al-Husayn, isn't it? Blessings and peace of Allah be on Husayn. Then not only Husayn, wa ala Ali ibn al-Husayn. Blessings and peace of Allah be on Ali, the son of Husayn. Then we said, wa ala awladil, and also on the children of Husayn. And the last one, wa ala sabil Husayn. Now, departing from these beautiful lines of ziyarah, our topic of tonight will be to look at the composition of the camp of Abu Abdullah. And the aim of tonight's discourse, remember, our theme is inspirations from Ashura. So the aim of tonight's discourse is to say, irrespective of your background, irrespective of where you are coming from, irrespective of your social status, so long as you can come together and rally behind Abu Abdullah, you will achieve whatever you want to achieve. That is the aim of tonight's discussion. So, wa ala ashabil Husayn. And we are saying, peace and blessings of Allah be on the companions of Abu Abdullah. Now, what I'm going to do is to examine the camp of Abu Abdullah in the following stages. First stage, the most common, is to look at the number of the companions of Abu Abdullah. There are different opinions, which I will indicate to. And then we'll look at their ages. And then we'll go forward or ahead to look at their social status. And then we'll then look at their origins. Where were they from? Which part of the world? Then we'll look at the gender, which is very simple. And then we'll look at the race, which is also very simple, but there are lessons for all of us. And then we will look at their CVs in terms of what they achieve in life. And then we'll go ahead to look at who were they before joining Abu Abdullah. And then at the end we said, what lesson do we take out of it? You realize the camp of Abu Abdullah is made up of people from different walks of life. Husayn brought everyone together. Husayn united them together. Husayn never caused division. So if I and you cause division, either within our communities or somewhere else, we don't belong to the lovers of Husayn's camp. Let's begin with our examination. What is commonly known is that, which is of course the most revered and the most celebrated, the companions of Abu Abdullah are 72. But these 72 are divided into two. 32 of them were those who were horse riders. So they fought while they were on their horses. And the 40 fought on their feet. But there is other opinion that says the companions of Abu Abdullah were 62 or 72, which is written in historical books or books of history. Other companion like Huwarzmi, he said the companions of Abu Abdullah were 82. And Mas'udi in his Tariq, history book, comes out and said the companions were not 82, they were 87. Tabari in his history, I'm just telling you this just for your information only. Tabari in his history said they were 100. And someone else reported from Tabari that they were 142. Even I was reading a book last week. It said no, the companions were 600. 500 were horse riders and 100 were on their feet or foot. But you know why all these opinions? It's simply because some counted the number of the companions of Abu Abdullah at that moment when Hur blocked Abu Abdullah from movement. So they just counted whoever was there. And if you read these 3 books, if you are someone who cherishes history, you'll come across what I'm talking about. Some said no, they counted them on the 2nd day of Muharram. Because either on the 2nd day, on the 6th day, Abu Abdullah tried to speak to the enemies not to participate in shedding his blood. So there were so many people watching, so some of the people just wrote and counted so many people there. Some said no, the counting started at the moment when the battle began. And that is where we, most of us, or us, subscribe to. That is where we get the 72. And you know, by the way, 30 people from the camp of enemies joined Abu Abdullah on the 10th day of Muharram. When he left Medina, he was with children and women and few youths. 30 soldiers of Abu Abdullah. So therefore, you cannot give up. Your son not listening, don't give up. And don't be judgmental of people. It's either you make Amr bil Maruf with good akhlaq or you leave them with Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Abu Abdullah left. Few number. Some were laughing at Abu Abdullah in Medina and in Mecca. But the 72 were not Muslims. Again, you cannot say, no, I've been Muslim for a long time, so I'm better. There is nothing like that in Islam. Allah can substitute you overnight with someone else who just embrace Islam and is better than you. And that is the Masa'ib we are reciting tonight. You know what? Imam Zaman, most of his good lovers and followers are not yet Muslims. Think about it. Yes, being long in Islam is a honor so long as you live up to expectation. If you fail to live up to expectation, then Islam is not about how long you are in it. And that is why you find tradition that said, كان الحسين وأصحابه ليلة عاشورا ولهم دوي كدوي النحل. Then they said, ما بين كائما وصائدا وراكعا وساجدا. Said Hussein and his companions on the eve of Ashura, they were whispering, like chanting the praises of Allah. It's as if date is falling down. And they were between ruku and sujood and sitting and standing. Now look at their ages. Pay attention to this. Naturally, I'm not going to mention the names one after the other. Then it will be next year. I'm just taking it generally so we can move forward. And this should really serve a lesson that we should celebrate diversity and make it the best out of diversity and use it to grow our community and use it to achieve progress. The first category, children less than 10 years, you know. 6-month-old baby, Hussein is taking them. Second group, above 10. So you've got 11, you've got 13, you've got 11s. So example of 11, Abdullah, the son of Imam Husayn. Who was Abdullah? When they shot about Abdullah, left, right, arrow from behind, arrow on his forehead. Hussein was trying to remove one arrow this side. He was trying to remove here another arrow this side. Abu Abdullah was trying to remove another arrow, flood of arrows. Abu Abdullah fell down, isn't it? When he fell down, they thought, they were not sure whether he was alive or dead. So what they did, they said, let us go and attack Zainab. Because they knew Abu Abdullah loved Zainab so much. So they did that to determine whether Abu Abdullah was alive or dead. You know what happened? Imam Husayn was on his back. So he tried rising from his back, then he fell on an arrow. Abdullah, 11 years old boy, when Abu Abdullah fell down, he rushed to the body of Abu Abdullah, said, I will not allow you to kill uncle until I die. He fell next to the body. You know what they did to Abdullah? They shocked his right hand. They shocked his right hand. Young boy. And our children today, they are smart, they are clever. They can achieve more if we take the best of them, if we take care of them with the values of Husayn alayhi salam. 13, there are different narrations. Some said Shah Qasim was 13. There are narrations like that, by the way. But even if he was not 13, he will not be that old. He was young, he was teenager. But Qasim alayhi salam was the leader of the sons of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba. This is the camp of Abu Abdullah. 11, another 11, who? Umar ibn Janada al-Ansari, young boy. They've just slaughtered and beheaded his father. The mother went, removed the armor and the clothes of the father, and she gave to the boy of 11 years. Wear it. The boy wore the clothes. She said, go to Hussein and ask for permission to go. Young boy, 11. He rushed to Abu Abdullah. When he got to Abu Abdullah looked at him. He said, no, man, you are too young. I have not even finished sorting out the body of your father, and you are coming? Stay behind and look after your mother. He said, no, my mother said I should come. But what is fascinating is what? You know, when this young boy went out, he said, Amiri Husayn wa ni'mal amir. Sururun, fu'adun, bashirun nadhir. Ali wa Fatima walida, hal ta'lamu lahu min nadhir. When the young boy, 11 years old, some of you are more than 11. I've got a case to make tonight from the camp of Abu Abdullah to inspire myself and to inspire you to rise and stand and improve your level of iman and love for Allah and love for Ahlul Bayt, and spend your time serving the cause of Allah and the cause of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. This young boy, when he went out, he said, my master is Husayn. He said, Husayn is the comfort and the apple of my heart and eyes. He said, if you don't know Husayn, Ali and Fatima are his parents. He said, oh enemies, can you show me somebody like Husayn? 11 years. Now let's go forward. The next tabaka, the next level. 19 years, Ja'far ibn Ali. And then you've got 21 years, Uthman ibn Ali. Then you've got 27, Ali ibn al-Husayn. You know what? Majority of the companions of Abu Abdullah were youth. Today, some of the youth don't want to serve the cause of Abu Abdullah. They are too much busy with social media. You know, youth is a blessed personality. Youthfulness is a stage which is full of blessing, as we mentioned the other night. A youth is someone who's got power to be creative, power to be productive, and power to bring positive change. I promise you, if you do not make good use of youthfulness, when you grow above youthfulness, you may not be able to replace what you miss at this stage. We are here mentioning the name of Abu Abdullah because of the majority of the youth who were in the camp of Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. And those youth stood side by side with Husayn alayhi salam. But no, not only young children, not only youth. There were elders, wazes, as they said in Swahili. Elders, like our fathers sitting on the chair behind, although there are some youth also who are sitting on the chair. And our mothers, the first of them was what? Anas ibn Haris al-Kahili. Very old man. And the other one is Muslim ibn Awsaja. Very old man. Habib ibn Mabagir al-Asadi. Very old man. Can you see the composition of Abu Abdullah's camp? Every single person was there. Young, old, youth, they were all there. That is why Husayn achieved what he achieved. Now let's go forward. Their social status. Today some people don't want to serve the community. You tell them come volunteer, they said I'm too busy with my life. Some know my status is high, I won't come. Look at the status of the camp of Abu Abdullah. First group, they were companions of the Holy Prophet. Is there any status above this status? So naturally, if you are the companion of Prophet, then you are companion of Amir al-Mu'minin, then companion of Imam Husayn al-Mujtaba, and eventually companion of Abu Abdullah. Muslim ibn Awsaja was companion of Rasulullah. Anas ibn Haris al-Kahili was companion of Rasulullah. That's the first status of the group. There are other groups, they are stated they were Qurra, as he mentioned, the one who gave announcement, our brother. They were reciters of Quran. One of them is Burayri ibn Fudayl Hamdani. And Hasin, as you heard. They were top-notch reciters of Quran. They would recite Quran and enemy would begin to shock and to shiver. This is also another status. Another status, other group, they what? They were people who had, like when it comes to security, military, policing, that was their background. One of them is Hurr ibn Yazid al-Rayahi. Hurr was the leader of the army of Umar ibn Sa'd, isn't it? And another one was the chief of the police department during the time of Imam Ali in Kufa. And then you had the leaders of the Arab tribes, like Habib ibn Mawahir and Abis ibn Shabib al-Shakiri. Leaders! And you know, if you are a leader of a tribe in Arab, you are a big man. And then there were those, no, from all angles, socially, they were strong. Be it knowledge, be it money, whatever. They were very, very powerful. And then, of course, you've got John, who was also by then slave, joined Abu Abdullah al-Husayn. He joined Husayn. These are their status. Do we have status than them? These are their status. And again, if you go forward, who were they before joining Abu Abdullah? Arguably, majority of the companions of Abu Abdullah were not Muslims before. They were not lovers of Ahlul Bayt before. Majority of them. So I mentioned earlier on, you cannot take this Iman for granted. Baba, protect your Iman. In this day and age, the most expensive thing is Iman. Wallahi, one can lose his Iman without his or her consent. Hur. He wasn't with Ahlul Bayt. He was with Umar ibn Sa'd, but he joined. Wahab al-Kalbi, he was a Christian, we mentioned. And he joined Abu Abdullah al-Husayn alayhi salam. You've got Abu al-Hatuf and his brother from Basra. They were Khawarij. And they joined Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. And then you've got others like Zuhair ibn al-Kain, who was core enemy of Ahlul Bayt. Zuhair and his wife were coming from Hajj, and the caravan of Abu Abdullah was also proceeding. The wife of Zuhair said, so are you sitting and Hussein is going? He said, what do I do? He said, no, I want you to join Hussein. The wife convinced him, and then he changed his mind, he joined Hussein. So this was their sabiqiyah. They were not like lovers and followers of Ahlul Bayt, but eventually they joined Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. Sex, male and female, in the camp of Abu Abdullah. There were women, there were men, young girls, young boys. That shows that to build a community you need both gender. You cannot only men dominated. Then who is going to think about women's affairs? Abu Abdullah placed Zainab on top of everything. And if it wasn't because of Zainab, none of us was going to be here today. Hence Zainab is referred to Sharikatul Husayn. But in some of our communities, women are marginalized. Women are undermined. Women are not given their rights. Their voice are not heard. Abu Abdullah said, no, my camp is not like that. And I and you know very well the advocacy role that Sayyidah Zainab played. Wallah, if it wasn't because of her, we were not going to receive most of these teachings of Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. Race, blacks, Asians, you name them, I will name them. Race, different races. For Hussein to tell you racism is not allowed. Undermining people because of their color is not allowed. This one Pakistani, this one Kashmiri, this one Africa. I am better. It is un-Islamic and uncivilized. No one is better than the other. Allah knows who is better. And that's why we said the message of Hussein is universal. The world needs to know the composition of the camp of Abu Abdullah. You give me any camp in the world, any organization in the world where children were allowed, men were allowed, women, old, young. Today when people become old, youth don't want to sit next to them. Some of our communities I know, they said these people, they are dying, thinking it's over. But Abu Abdullah taught us to build a community, you need to blend young and old together. You know what? If young, you want to go your way without elders, forget about it. Elders, you want to go your way without young, forget about it. Imam Ali described that the opinion of an elderly person is so dear to me than the skin of a young girl. It's a metaphor. Say you need the advice of an elderly person. Rasulullah mentioned there is khair and barakah in the presence of an elderly person. You may have PhD, that's okay. You may be the CEO of your organization, that is okay. But someone who sleeps before you wakes up before you. It's a metaphor, it's an expression. Someone who sees life before you, he might not have been to the university you've been. What he knows, you do not know. And that's what Abu Abdullah taught us. No, today you know the problem we have in our communities? No, this program is for the old people. This program is for the young one. We busy dividing and destroying our communities. Why can't we have programs together sometimes? So that the elders can share their experience with the young ones. And the young ones will use their energy to make things happen in the community. So Abu Abdullah taught us, bring all on board if you are to achieve results. But if you neglect others, you may not achieve the result. This is how we build community. My message is not about community, but it's very important to understand. If we are truly Husseini, this is what Hussein did. Where were they coming from? Which country? Number one, our first group, Turkey, Atrak. Amr ibn Yazid al-Rayahi, the Mawla, his servant who was with him is from Turkey. But he's not the only one from Turkey. There was other companion who was also from Turkey. Turkey. Second group, Hijaz, which you know very well. Ahlul Bayt, all of them were from Hijaz. Saudi Arabia of today, if you like. And the third group from Kufa. So therefore this notion that Shias kill Hussein is wrong. Shia will never kill Hussein. Shia will never kill Hussein. Enemies killed Hussein. They may be from Iraq or other places, but Shias of Iraq never killed Abu Abdullah. In fact, we received this message from the Shias of Iraq. Today, when you go to Ziyarah in Iraq, you will see the manifestation of the love of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. There were Kufiyun who were with Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. One of them is Anas ibn Haris al-Qahili. And not only Kufiyun, you have Basrawiyun, people from Basra. They were also like Abdullah and Ubaidullah. They were from Basra. And they were in the camp of Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. Not only that, in the camp there were people from Yemen. People from Yemen. Yemen is bleeding today. Where Rasulullah said, Baldatun Tayyiba. Yemen is bleeding. Donate towards Yemen. Donate towards their plight. Yemen has been bleeding for quite a long time. Don't fold your arms and do nothing. Hussein told us, say no to humiliation. Say no to injustice. Say no to oppression. Whether done to Muslim or non-Muslim. Wherever it is happening, stand against it. Because that is what Abu Abdullah stood for. That is why he didn't take only people from Hijaz. He didn't take only Arabs. He took people from all over. And you got people like Habib ibn Madahir al-Asadi, Iraqi, but far from north. Join Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. You've got John. There are so many discussions as to where John is coming from. Some said some part of Africa, but there are discussions by then which country of Africa are we talking about. But at the end of the day, John was black and he joined Abu Abdullah. Certain extent when he died, Abu Abdullah cried. He went to the body of John. So Abu Abdullah brought everyone. He never left anyone out. Why do we sometimes segregate in our communities? We, you who? Where are you going? Take it easy. Let's go back to basics and look at how Abu Abdullah did it. And let's take daily. This is, to me, personally, I'm really convinced 100% this is a masterpiece of community development. Because he brought all different potentials on board. As we sit here, we've got different potentials altogether. If we bring all these potential together, we join together, you know, we become a force and no one can break us. Sometimes you go to some cities, some countries, I don't know here. This Shia center, that Shia center, they are not in talking terms. This Shia center, that Shia center, no, we are better than them, they are better than us. That one is pulling this one down, that other one, Baba, Abu Abdullah stood against that and united the Ummah. We will be answerable on the day of Qiyamah. You cannot cry for Abu Abdullah and fail to take lesson from Abu Abdullah. We have to make sure we cry, but the tears is effective one. When we do Ma'tam, I know there are those who say, no, Ma'tam is this, Ma'tam is that. No. You know what is Ma'tam? I'm hitting the chest. I'm saying, if I was in Karbala, I will give this chest for Shimr in place of the chest of Abu Abdullah. I will give it. That is the meaning some scholars gave. Said, I will give this chest to Hussein so that Shimr can sit on my chest instead of sitting on the chest of Abu Abdullah. So these are messages that we are given. Each night you hit your chest, you recite, go out with a message and try to implement it first and foremost in your life before you tell someone to do. Now look at their CV. When I talk of CV, I'm talking of what we call today your educational background. In addition to all those social status that we mentioned. Divided into 4 groups when it comes to their CVs. First group, they were valiant warriors. They learnt it. They knew the tactics. They were not taking chances. Second group, they had foresight. Foresightedness. Basira. You know what is foresightedness? It's someone who knows the origin and know the destination, and he knows the route to destination. Wa'i and Basira. The third group, they were brave. They were brave, Habibi. What do we say in Ziyara? Ya laytana kunna ma'akum sadati fanafuza. If you were in Medina, were you going to join Husayn or not? I address myself, Nuru. If you were in Medina when Abu Abdullah was living, were you going to join or not? Wallahi, I don't have an answer. I'm being fair. I don't have an answer. I cannot sit on the minbar and lie to you. I don't have an answer. So this is what I do after Majlis. I ask myself, okay, this thing that you're saying, if Hussein was here, were you going to be with him or not? So that's why I said, try to take at least one lesson. Not ticking the box. We had 10 night majalis. Okay, good. What lesson have you taken out of the majalis? They were brave. And very strong for that matter. And the last group in the camp of Abu Abdullah Hussein, they had managerial skills. One of them is Abu Fadl Abbas. They could manage things. Imam Husayn could send him and Ali al-Akbar, go and manage. Go and tell them. Managerial skills they had. So they were not, na'udhu billah, excuse my word, bunch of fools there who were blind and they just went out. La! These were smart people who knew what they were doing, who knew what they wanted. And let me show you, give few examples and then we get to the conclusion of tonight's majlis. They were people of foresightedness. They knew what was ahead of them. Habibi, if Imam Zaman just walk in now and tell you, come, let's go, will you go? Easier said than done, eh? We need to work on our iman. Wallahi, don't make dunya your goal. Make dunya means to the goal. That's why the companions of Abu Abdullah are the best of all companions. Even comparing with the companions of Rasulullah and Amir al-Mu'minin. Because they knew what was ahead of them. An example. You find Abdullah al-Hanafi. He would look at people and he would compose a short, small poem. He said, go and join Hussein because you will meet Rasulullah. Why don't you join Hussein so you meet Rasulullah? Because they knew being with Hussein is like being with the Holy Prophets. Habib ibn Madahir, the old man, used to stand and say, oh people, who want to be with Prophet on the day of Qiyamah? If you truly want, come join Hussein. They had that foresightedness. They knew what was ahead. They knew they were going to meet Rasulullah. They were going to meet Fatima al-Zahra. They were going to meet Amir al-Mu'minin. So they were ready. Today, you know why Islam is boring? Because we have not understood it properly.
who spent time to explore in depth about his religion. That's why sometimes it's boring. They understood what they wanted. Zuhair ibn al-Kain used to say, you violated the right of Allah and the right of Rasulullah, and so therefore I will be with Husayn until the end of my life. The companions of Abu Abdullah, they knew they were meeting Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. That is why you find Burair one day, on the eve of Ashura, during the day. So Burair, he met Abdul Rahman, his companions. And Burair started joking with him. And he was laughing. So Abdul Rahman said, no, why are you doing something which is batil, which is in vain? Then Burair looked at him and said, no, my family know that I don't do something in vain. I know what is ahead of me. That is why I'm laughing and smiling. What is ahead is so sweet. It's so nice. Grief for what? And the same thing you will find Habib ibn Mawahir with Yazid ibn Hasin al-Tamimi, the name you heard earlier on. Habib, old man, you know what you say, chilling today. So in the morning, Habib held his hand. He walked him out. Baba, enemies are coming. And Habib was cracking, elders, they've got wisdom. So cracking jokes. And this guy was like serious, this Tamimi guy. Then Tamim said, no, why are you laughing when the enemies are coming? Habib said, man, I'm going to meet Allah. Can you, when you understand Islam, you feel good about it. They were so certain the yaqeen was this level, huh? Their yaqeen was very high. And because of that yaqeen, they were laughing, they were cracking jokes. Because they were meeting the beloved. And who doesn't want to meet the beloved? Last but not least, all of these companions. Bashir al-Hadrami, one of the companions. A news came to him that his son was ill and he was imprisoned. But still he went to Abu Abdullah. Abu Abdullah, I want to die alongside. Abu Abdullah said, your son is in trouble. Why do you want to come? He said, no. The life of my son is not important if it is not given to you, Husayn alayhi salam. Allahu Akbar. We need to do something, mu'minin and mu'minat. Husayn has done it all. Husayn has delivered. He has done it with perfection. Husayn did it in style. It is a gift of Allah to us. You remember Sa'id ibn Abdullah al-Hanafi? Allahu Akbar. When Husayn told them, switch off the candle, walk out of this place one after the other. You can go because you are not the target, I am the target. He looked at Husayn. He said, Wallah, if I'm killed alongside you and I'm given life again, and I'm killed and I'm given life 70 times, I will be proud to give it back to you, Husayn. Yaqeen, certainty. Allahu Akbar. Sometimes, wallah, I read, I'm new in Shiism. So I read this and I look at myself, I said, Allah, I'm ashamed to Imam al-Zaman. I said, Imam, I let you down every day. The pain Imam is going through is not anyone else, it's me. These people were ordinary people, they were not Masumin. Yes, they had the opportunity to meet Masumin, but there were others who met Prophet and they went astray. It's about how prepared you are. It's about how determined you are. You find Nafi bin Hilal, Abu Abdullah would walk out in the darkness of the night on the eve of Ashura, and he was walking slowly but surely behind Husayn. All of a sudden, Imam Husayn stopped. He saw him. He said, what are you doing here? He said, no, I'm guarding you, O Abu Abdullah. So Husayn said, go back. He said, no, go back. Life after you, with me remaining, will not be life anymore, Husayn. See, how strong they were. That's Iman. They were proud of being lovers and Shias of Ali Muhammad. Are we proud? So dig down into your heart and ask yourself, are you proud lover of Husayn? You are not called to give your life. You are invited to give your time to serve the cause of Abu Abdullah. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will discuss more on this. How do you meet Allah by serving Ahlul Bayt? It's a continuation of tonight's discourse. Imam Rida Majlis, small Imam. Imam Ali Majlis, big Imam. You go to Shia Mosque, Wilada of some Imam empty, other Imam a lot. Where do we get this from? When Ahlul Bayt, they are silsilatul dhahabiyah. They are golden chain. They are complementing each other to make the bridge complete. That's what is expected of us. Because Banu Umayyah didn't want a majlis like this to happen. They didn't want the majlis of the wilada of Ahlul Bayt to happen. So if I and you were absent during the majlis of the wilada, you are making them laughing at us. And so therefore those companions, they knew what was ahead of them and they were proud of giving their life to Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. And last but not least, upon all these mu'minin and mu'minat, my dear fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters, they were Ubadullah. They were true servants of Allah. Baba, enemies are attacking and you still praying. That was companions of Abu Abdullah. Baba, they are busy digging some trench for you and you pray in Salah. Narration mentioned they were busy making Salah. And some of them were busy reciting Quran. And Abu Abdullah will look at Zainab. He said, Ukhayya Zainab, la tansini fi nafilatil layl. Oh, my beloved sister Zainab, Wallah, don't forget to remember me in your namazi shabba. But the next day, people are attacking you and you're still praying. Zainab, don't forget me. Pray for me, Zainab. Allahu Akbar. And that is why Abu Abdullah went to Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. He said, oh my brother, I want you kindly to go to the enemies, Umar ibn Sa'ad. Tell them not to attack today but tomorrow because we want to spend time to worship Allah and ask for His forgiveness. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Muharram is not only for majalis, it's only for the ibadah and worship of Allah. He sent Hazrat Abbas Alamdar to the enemies. Tell them not today on the 9th. Enemies wanted to attack on the 9th. He said tomorrow. Because we want to have more time to sincerely ask for forgiveness of our Lord before we meet our Lord. And that is why, Allahu Akbar, you find on that day of Ashura, Zuhur was approaching. Abu Sumama to Sa'idi will get to Prophet Imam Husayn. Said, Ya Abu Abdullah, Ya Abu Abdullah, I truly want to die alongside you, but before then I want to pray my salats. Imam Husayn looked at him. He said, you've remembered salat, ja'alakallahu min al-musallin al-dhakirin. Allah write your name on the list of those who remember salat and establish salat. So garad mu'minin and mu'minat. The garad of tonight's discourse is what? We can achieve more with diversity. Garad, you've got potential. There is no useless person. All of us got potential. Come on board, serve. Serve the food bank. Yesterday, one of our mothers gave a beautiful talk on the food bank. Go serve them, spend your minutes there. Raise fund for poor people. Give them food. Homeless, give them help. Come serve the Sabil of Aba Abdullah. If you've got chance, go to Karbala, go to Najaf, serve people. Here at the mosque in Muharram, serve. Even beyond the Muharram, be a volunteer. At least even if it is an hour you spend every week for the sake of humanity, for the sake of Aba Abdullah, it goes a long way. That is the garad of tonight's discourse. Let's join forces. Let's join our hands together. Let's be proud of doing so in serving humanity and serving the cause of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. But you know what is painful? To enter into the Masaib of tonight. Allahu Akbar. What is painful is that the enemies, they do not spare the last breath of Ahlul Bayt. You know, the enemies, when they were killing them, it's not one-shot killing. They will make sure they finish them before they leave the body. And tonight I want us to remember one of the great companions of Aba Abdullah. And tomorrow the same, it will be the night of horror. Tonight we remember Wahab al-Kalbi. And kindly reflect on this musibah. Very painful musibah. But so many lessons to learn from this musibah. Wallah, I tell you, if Husayn wasn't just a leader, Wahab was not going to be a Muslim. And if Husayn alayhi salam wasn't a just leader, most of those soldiers were not going to join the camp of Aba Abdullah. You know very well, when Aba Abdullah left Makkah al-Mukarramah, he had to pass through small towns until he reached Ninawa. Each town, Husayn would stop. They will refresh themselves, then they would continue with the journey. Now listen to this musibah. Husayn arrived at a town, or in a town. One youth saw Husayn. Who were with Husayn? Ruqayya, Sukaina, Hamida, Aliyun al-Asghar, Imam Husayn al-Abidin, Imam al-Baqir, then the ladies. So this young man, when he saw Imam al-Husayn, he walked towards Husayn. He said, "Oh man, where are you going with these children and women?" He said, "I'm going to promote justice in the world." Look at it. Justice in the world. The man asked him, "What do you mean?" He said, "Because there is a leader in Sham who is promoting corruption, oppression, and injustice." So the man asked Imam al-Husayn, "What is your name?" I'm going slowly because I truly want us to reflect on this. You know the Masa'ib, but reflection is crucial. He said, "My name is Husayn ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib." Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. The father of orphans, Imam Ali. So the man made dua for Aba Abdullah. He said, "I wish you all the best." And this man was Christian, Wahab al-Kalbi, Christian. Then he left Aba Abdullah. He went back. He sat with his mother. Mother was watching him. Now the mother asked him, "Who were you talking to?" He said, "It's this man who said he's going to promote justice in the world." So the mother asked him, "What is the name of this man?" He said his name is Husayn, the son of Ali, the son of Abu Talib. Oh. The mother began to cry. She said, "What? The son of Ali ibn Abi Talib?" She said, "Oh Wahab, wallahi, if it wasn't because of the supplication of the father of this man, I and you were not going to be alive." Wahab said, "Mama, how? We are Christians. They are Muslims." The mama said, "Wahab, listen carefully. When I conceived you, I had complications. I went to different healers. They did whatever they did and nothing happened. Someone came to me. He said, 'Oh mother, oh woman, there is a man in Kufa by the name of Ali. Go to him. He will not even ask you whether you are a Muslim or not. Just ask him to pray for you.' That person told the woman, 'I guarantee you, you will be okay.' Imam Ali alayhi salam. Allahu Akbar. Ibn Muljim, this type of a personality, he would strike on his head. The woman said to Wahab, I went to Kufa alone and I was carrying you in me. I went to Ali and Ali did not ask me, where are you coming from, oh lady? Ali said to me, oh lady, raise up your hand, let him pray for you. She said, Wahab, he prayed for me and since then I forgot of my pain. He said, Wahab, I came back and I delivered you peacefully. And you were healthy and I'm healthy. Wahab look at the mother. Mother, what do you want from me now? She said, Wallah Wahab, I've been looking for this man to be grateful to him. Now that we are meeting his son, Wahab, I need nothing from you but to join Husayn to Karbala. Then Wahab asked his mother, is that all? She said, yes, I will join you, Wahab. Let us join Husayn and die alongside Husayn. But you know what is interesting? Wahab just got married 17 days ago. The wife of Wahab was sitting there. Wahab looked at the wife. He said, oh wife, are you joining or not? The wife said, I will join you, Wahab, to be with Husayn. But this is the musibah. They arrived in Karbala with Aba Abdullah. 10th day of Muharram. Companions were coming one after the other for permission. Wahab's wife approached Wahab. You know, it's not easy. She said, Wahab, don't tell me you are going for permission. Wahab looked at the lady and said, Wallah, I will go for permission. The lady said for the second time, Wahab, when you go, who will look after me? Wahab looked at her, he said, that is the wish of my mother, and number two, it is the responsibility of every Muslim to die alongside Husayn. Wahab's turn came. Wahab went to Husayn. Look at this. He said, oh my master Husayn, I am here for you to grant permission. Husayn looked at Wahab. Said, Wahab, go and look after your mother and your wife. Wahab looked at Aba Abdullah. He said, my mother said I should come, Husayn. Eventually, Abu Abdullah granted Wahab permission. But this is very sad, Mu'minin and Mu'minah. It's painful. Christian, few days of being a Muslim, got married. What we call a honeymoon was not yet done. Wahab began to walk towards the battlefield. The wife, she came, she stood, she called out, Wahab, come back. Wahab continued to walk. She called out for the second time, Wahab, come back. Wahab continued to walk. Then for the third time, Wahab, go. Then Wahab stopped. He turned and he looked at her. Why are you telling me, Wahab, go? She said, because I look at Sakina and Ruqayya, no water for them. Christian lady, Christian, tell the world, Husayn is for everyone. She said, Wahab, go, 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 because there is no one for Sakina and Ruqayya. But you know what happened? When Wahab arrived at the field, he began to defend. They began to pelt Wahab with stones. You know how they killed Wahab? After pelting him with stones and he fell down, they beheaded him. But when they beheaded Wahab, the wife jumped and rushed to the body of Wahab. Christian lady. When she rushed to the body, she fell on the body of Wahab. Shimr looked at Rostam. Said, Rostam, the way you did to Wahab, do the same to the wife. You know what Rostam did? He beheaded the woman. She's the first woman Shahida in Karbala, the wife of a Christian fellow. Husayn never segregated. Allah, they beheaded the lady next to the body of her husband. But you know what Shimr did? He called out his soldiers. Take the head of Wahab and throw to the mother. Because the mother wouldn't stay inside the Khaymaga. She came and she was watching. They took the head of Wahab and threw to the mother. Mother walked towards the head. She said, if Allah will give me 20 of these heads, I will be proud to give it back to the son of Fatima az-Zahra. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Ilahi ridan bi qada'ika wa tasliman li amrik. Wa saya'lamu alladhina zalamu ala Muhammad ayya munqalabin yanqalibun wal aqibatu lil muttaqin. Mu'minin and mu'minat, before Ma'tam, raise up your hands. Let's make dua. Ya Allah, we are your slaves, we are your servants. We sincerely ask you, Allah, instill and continue to instill the true love of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn in our hearts. Ya Allah, we ask you, make us true Azadaran Husayn alayhi salam. Ya Allah, grant us the ziyarah of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn alayhi salam. Ya Allah, grant us the opportunity to stand next to Husayn and Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas in Karbala al-Muqaddasah. Ya Allah, mu'mineen and mu'minat who are not feeling well, may Allah cure them with His cure, inshaAllah. Our marhumeen, may Allah Ta'ala forgive them and grant them Jannat al-Firdausa. Our sons and daughters resume schools today. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala open their mind and grant them wisdom, inshaAllah. May Allah seat us in peace and tranquility in our marriages, inshaAllah. May Allah grant us the tawfiqah to be able to look after our children through the values of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn. Ma'atam al-Husayn, Ya Husayn, Ya Husayn, Ya Husayn.